Hi everybody, it's Miss Jennifer, EL teacher from South, with a video that you might use on your English Learner Distance packet. This is particularly going to come in handy for your reading section. The video is about summarizing, by the way, and you also might see write a summary. In reading, a lot of times you will read a passage and then you'll be asked to summarize it or tell what it's about. And that's what I want to give an explanation of today. Also in this packet, in the listening section, there are times when it might ask you to summarize what somebody told you, okay? So how do you summarize? Well, we're going to go into that. And there are a couple of types of summaries that you can do. You can summarize things that are not real, fictional stories or fictional movies, and then you can also summarize nonfiction, which are stories that are real, okay? Now the good news is that you have probably summarized before. Has it ever happened to you, for example, that you have gone to a movie and the next day at school you might say, I saw a great movie last night, and your friend might say, well, what was it about? Well, that's a form of summarizing, and there are good ways and bad ways to do that, okay? Let me tell you about a movie I liked when I was younger. It's called Dumbo. Maybe some of you have seen it. I love this movie, Dumbo. It's about these elephants that are in a circus and they're on a train, and a lot of them are going to be mothers, and so they're waiting for a stork to come, and he flies, he's really slow, but finally he makes it to the train, and a bunch of animals are getting their babies dropped off, and finally the mama elephant who was waiting for her baby gets her baby, and he's falls out of his little blanket, and all the other elephants look at him and they are really mean because they laugh at him and they say, whoa, his ears are so big, that's not like an elephant. And then the mama elephant gets so mad, and she loves her baby, and she sings the most beautiful lullaby. What? You think I'm taking too long? I'm not telling you the best parts? I'm telling too many details? You're right. I was not giving a good summary. It was taking way too long. I would be telling you the whole movie and it could take an hour. Okay? The same thing with books. When we're asked to summarize, we are not giving all the details. We're only going to tell the most important parts. So, for fiction, one strategy that we can use is called the somebody wanted but so then strategy. Somebody would be the characters. Wanted, well, what was it that they want to accomplish? But that means they're going to have a problem. So that means they're going to have a solution, and then it's going to be what happens at the end, okay? And the main thing to remember is tell the most important parts. All right, let's use a familiar story. I know that my students this year acted out this story, so I know that they know it, okay? It's the story of the three little pigs, and I have to thank my son Justice for the artwork here, okay? This is the story of the three little pigs. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs, and they wanted to seek their fortune, so they went out and said goodbye to their mama and went on their way. They saw a man selling straw, and the first pig said, hey, I'm going to buy some straw and build a house. The second pig saw a man selling sticks, and he decided to make his house out of sticks. But the third little pig saw a man with a load of bricks and decided, I'm going to build a brick house. Okay? So they built their houses and were very happy. But then along came the big bad wolf, and he went to the straw house and said, little pig, let me come in. And the pig said, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin will I open the door so that you can come in. And the wolf said, well then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he did blow the house in, and the little pig ran away to his brother's house of sticks, and the wolf followed and he knocked on the door. He said, little pig, let me come in. But the pig said, not by the hair of our chinny chin chins. And so the wolf said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. So he did. And the two little pigs, they ran away to their brother's house of bricks where they would be safe. But the big bad wolf followed them, and he said, little pigs, let me come in. And the pig said, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin. So he said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed, but he couldn't blow the house down because the brick house was so strong. Then he said, well, I'm going to climb up the roof and go down the chimney. and the pigs heard him, so they quickly built a fire in their fireplace. And when the wolf slid down the chimney, ow! He burned his tail down in that fire, and he burst out the door, and he ran away, and he never bothered the little pigs again. The end. Now then, that didn't take too long to tell, but we could make it even shorter by summarizing it and using our strategy of somebody wanted but so then. All right, so who's the somebody in this story? Well, it's the three little pigs. Okay, what did they want? They wanted to seek their fortunes. One built a straw house, one a stick house, and one a brick house. Okay. But what happened? The problem, a wolf wants to eat them. He blows down two of the brothers' houses. Notice that we're not saying all about the huffing and the puffing and all of that. Even though that's an interesting detail, it's not part of our summary. So after he blows it down, what's the solution? Well, the two brothers run to the brick house, and the pigs make a plan to stop the wolf. They build a fire in the fireplace. Then what happens in the end? Well, the wolf climbs down the chimney. He burns his tail in the fire so badly that he runs away forever, okay? And that is a summary, making a little bit shorter the story of the three little pigs. Now, I want us to read a story now, a passage like you might see in school, and then we're going to summarize that using the same strategy. This is a story that's a myth, which is an ancient story, okay? And it's called The Boy Who Flew Too Close to the Sun, okay? All right, let's read it together. On the ancient island of Crete, a long, long time ago, an inventor named Daedalus and his son Icarus were imprisoned by a mighty king. Daedalus and Icarus decided to escape. There was only one way for the father and son to leave the island, by flying. Of course, there were no planes long ago. The inventor Daedalus decided to make wings for himself and his son. He took feathers and stuck them together using wax. The father wanted to fly far away to safety. He warned his son to stay close to him and not to fly too high. The heat from the sun could melt the wax that held the feathers on the wings. But as they started off, Icarus thought flying was wonderful. He played in the air and flew higher and higher. The hot sun melted the wax, and feathers fell from the wings. Icarus fell into the sea and was lost. Okay, so let's summarize this myth about Icarus and Daedalus by using our somebody wanted but so then strategy. In this story, who are the somebodies that it is mostly about? That's right, the inventor Daedalus and his son Icarus. What did Daedalus and Icarus want to do? Well, they wanted to escape from prison. We read that in the passage. They were in an island in prison. But what was the problem? Well, the only way they could leave was to fly. That was a problem. So, what did they do? Daedalus invented wings using wax and feathers. We found that problem in the story, and we found that solution. Then, what happened at the end? Well, as they flew away, Icarus' wings melted because he flew too high and he was lost. Okay? That was the conclusion or the ending of our story. And if we reread this together, we will see that it makes a pretty good summary. The inventor Daedalus and his son Icarus wanted to escape from prison, but the only way they could leave was to fly. So Daedalus invented wings using wax and feathers. Then, as they flew away, Icarus' wings melted because he flew too high and was lost. All right, that is a good summary of fiction. Now, let's move to nonfiction real quickly. Here's a nonfiction story, meaning it's a true story about Kachina dolls. We're going to read that together quickly. Here we go. The Hopi people of Arizona believe in many gods and spirits. They pay respect to them by carving special dolls out of wood. These painted dolls are called kachinas. Kachinas honor the spirits of animals such as owls, bears, and butterflies. They also honor the spirits of natural objects like trees, mountains, and water. Kachinas are used to teach Hopi children about their culture. They are also used to ask the spirits for things the Hopi may need. For example, some kachinas are made to ask for good health. Others might be designed to ask for rain or for a good harvest. Kachinas are dolls, but they are not toys. They're works of fine art created by master artists. Many are on display in museums. Let's think a little bit about this strategy before we look and see what might be a good summary and a bad summary of this text, okay? When you're summarizing nonfiction, like this story about Kachina dolls, remember that you just tell the important parts. Don't put lots of details, like I tried to do in the Dumbo summary. Don't give your opinion. Remember, your opinion is what you think or feel. Don't put that in your summary. Use keywords from the text to show that you've read it, and that's what's important, but don't copy whole parts. Now, I want you to take a picture of this with your own phone, or else stop the video and copy this down so that you guys will know how to summarize, okay? Now, we're going to take a look at the good summary and bad summary for this passage. By the way, this is a Kachina doll that they carve, and here are two possible summaries that I would like for us to take a look at, okay? And I want you to tell me what you think is better, right? First, this one. Kachinas are wooden dolls carved by the Hopi people. They honor the spirits of animals and of natural things. Kachinas are used to teach children about culture and to ask for things the Hopi need, okay? All right? Now, take a look at the other one. Kachinas are wooden dolls carved by the Hopi people. They honor the spirits of animals and natural things like owls, bears, butterflies, trees, mountains, and water. The dolls are for teaching about culture and for asking the spirits for things the Hopi may need. For example, some kachinas are made to ask for good health, others might be designed to ask for rain or for a good harvest. I think it would be fun to play with them. All right. If you think back about our strategies that we mentioned here, then you will see, obviously, that this one is the better summary. Why? Well, let's take a look, okay? This one's better for these reasons, okay? In this section right here, the author of this summary gave a lot of details. He could have just left it at animals and natural things, but he listed everything that it could be, and that's not what you want to do in a summary. You do not want a lot of details. In this section that's highlighted in blue, the person who wrote this summary actually copied several sentences word for word from the passage. You don't want to do that. You really want to look at the keywords, but use your own words, okay? Finally, what's highlighted in green is an opinion. And in our summaries, we do not put an opinion, okay? So I want you guys to remember that. For nonfiction, you want to use these strategies, and that for fiction, you want to do your somebody wanted, but so then strategy. And that can help you to make better summaries. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. Adios. Masalama.